Number 7. Most people touch money just about every day, which is why you should always carry hand sanitizer. But many people don't know all of the cool hidden secrets that are folded up in their wallets. Take the dollar bill for example. For starters, the big letter on the front, just to the right of old wooden toothed George, is used to denote which Federal Reserve Bank was responsible for printing that bill. On this note here, the H indicates that this bill was printed by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, while the L on this note tells you that it was printed in San Francisco. When you flip the bill over, we start to get into some pretty weird territory. Some people claim that the eye above the uncapped pyramid is a Freemason symbol, suggesting that the country is secretly manipulated by this exclusive and secret group of people. Others say that the eye represents the control that the government has on the masses. But it's actually a Christian symbol, and the eye represents the ever-watching eye of God. Also on the back is an eagle which is holding 13 arrows and a branch with 13 leaves. These of course represent the first 13 states of the US. Number 6. What's the deal with those little brushes next to your feet on escalators? Turns out they're not just there to help you clean your shoes while you're on the way to work. Their real purpose is to actually warn you that you or your clothes are getting way too close to the sides. Getting stuck in an escalator will actually crush you, and there's basically no way to stop it. So these little brushes may just save your life. The moral of the story is that we all need to fear and respect that escalator. Number 5. Have you ever noticed those little notches on the bottom of your mug? They're not there on accident. The official name for these are draining gates. They're there to keep your mug from slipping around if it's sitting in a pool of liquid in the event of some gnarly spillage. Also, if you're throwing your mugs in the dishwasher, these draining gates keep the water from pooling into the bottom of the mugs when they're flipped upside down. Number 4. The classic spinning barber pole has a grim past. Back in the old days, before modern medicine, barbers used to do a whole lot more than just cut hair. They had all the tools, so people would come to them to get their hair cut, or their tooth pulled, or even their blood drained. Bloodletting was all the rage before science, and barbers were raking in the green by draining out the red. The red band in the spinning pole represents blood, while the white represents bandages. Later on in the US, blue was added to the barber's pole to give it a more patriotic and a less stabby feel. Number 3. Today pom-poms on beanies are purely for fashion, but they used to serve a very important purpose. Sailors used to wear pom-pom beanies to protect their heads while they were working below deck. Bumping your head is a real drag, and it's even worse on a steel pipe. These little puffballs worked wonders in softening the blow. Number 2. That little layer of skin at the bottom of your fingernail, it's called the cuticle, and it actually plays an important role. The cuticle creates a glue-like seal that allows your nails to grow while keeping bacteria from getting into the finger through the otherwise vulnerable gap. The cuticle keeps your fingernails safe, so you can thank that cuticle for your ability to scratch any itch. Number 1. Have you ever noticed that the buttons on a men's shirt are on the right, while the buttons on a woman's shirt are on the left? Most women are right-handed, so why did they get the design that makes it harder for them to get their shirts on and off? Well, back in the Victorian days, the wealthy women usually had servants to help them get dressed. Back then, women's clothes were crazy complicated, so you needed someone to help you get them on. Most of the servants were right-handed, so when they faced the wealthy woman, it made sense to put the buttons on the servant's right side. And that choice stuck around for hundreds of years, and it's still with us today.